Hey guys, it is Wiregrass Pyro. We are going to go ahead, we're going to jump into the TNT Thunderbuster aerial assortment demo. Not going to waste any time on this intro, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump straight into it. All right, for the first novelty items, we're going to go ahead and look at the Morning Glory. We're just going to do one of these. We've seen them in the last assortments, but let's go ahead and light one at least. As you can see, it's just like all the other assortments that have had these Morning Glories in it. And if y'all remember, these ones actually, this assortment pack actually had 2 packs of these, but we're just going to go ahead and light one of these off tonight. And then we're going to fly through these novelties as fast as we can to try and get to some of the larger stuff. But let's go ahead and jump to the next novelty item. We're going to go ahead and go over the ground blooms. All right, so for one of our next novelty items, we're going to go ahead, we're going to do a ground bloom flower. We're just going to light one of these and kind of go from there. Worked out way better than the ones we had in that last pack, but I'm actually going to go ahead, we're going to go back to the truck. We're going to light a second one. All right, here's the second one. It's a little dark. Lights on the truck went out, but let's go ahead. Working way better than the last pack did. Let's go ahead and jump to the next items. All right, for the next little novelty item, we're going to go ahead and we're going to light one of the flashing fountains. Nothing too crazy about these. They flash a little bit, and it's almost similar to like lighting a magic rope. Let's go ahead and see what we got in this thing. We went ahead and actually already staged one out here on the ground, so but as you can see, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of flash and some small crackling, almost just like the magic rope. But let's jump to the next items. All right, we are going to go ahead. We're going to start off with the TNT's Blue Fury Fountain. Oh, it has some beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful red and blue. All right, up next, we're going to go ahead and jump into the Pyro Emission. This is an aerial. I'm assuming this might have a mine with a single break, but we're going to find out, see what we got here. Very, very fast. Let's jump to the next one. All right, for the next one in the assortment, we're going to go ahead. We're going to do the single shot Jubilee. I'm expecting some pretty good colors out of this one. We'll try and get back as far as we can for it. Some pretty good crackling on that one. Up next, we have TNT's Zombie Ward. This is our single shot with the red and white colors. Expecting a pretty good report out of this one. It is the red tail up to red star and silver glitter. Very beautiful red on that one. I'm enjoying those. All right, the next single shot we got is the TNT's Magic Dragon. This is our brocade crown. We're going to step way back for this one so we can make sure we get it on camera. Very nice brocade. All right, up next, we got the Red Stars Barrage. This is our red color pearls, basically just a multi-shot Roman candle. Again, very quick. All right, up next, we're going to go ahead and move into our 6-shot aerials. We got Yankee Doodle, that's going to be first. And then we're going to go into another 6-shot. We got Light Magic. And then we have the last one. This is the 6-shot Race. So we're going to back way up so we can get these. We're going to light them off one after another. Some pretty good crackling rising mines, I think was what we can dub those. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump into the next one. I believe it is the Light Magic. Cool little 6-shot, kind of like a Saturn missile effect on that one. Could have been a little better, but not too bad. And then last but not least for the 6 shots, we have Race. Kind of like a twister tail with some crackling to it. All pretty good. We're going to go up here. We're going to take a look at them one more time so we can get the bore size on all 3 of these. As you can see, this is what we're looking at. Pretty good stuff. Well, let's jump on to some bigger things. All right, next we have our TNT Sapphire Explosion. This is going to be our 6-shot mine cake. For anybody wondering why that's like that, that tube was actually canted to the side, so I went ahead and fixed it and pointed it straight up. Beautiful blues on that. I love it. Sapphire Explosion. All right, up next, just like we had in the Super Assortment by TNT Fireworks, we are going to go into the Blazing Skies. This is going to be our Red Stars and Red Horsetail. And again, we're going to go ahead, we're going to back up just a little bit so we can catch it all on camera. some pretty good horsetails on that. I'm gonna walk back up to it, but I definitely heard some stuff landing on the ground around me while those were going off, but we still got a pretty good ground view out of that and with the wide angle. Again, we got about that 3/4 of an inch, maybe a full inch bore size. Nothing too fancy, good little 13 shot cake. Let's move on to our next items. All right, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do a little finale for you guys on this one. We went ahead, we fused these up. We got the regular festival balls, which is TNT's equivalent to the black box. And then we have the artillery shells with the rising comet tails. We went ahead, we put them into the 12 shot rack. We alternated them. We did one regular, one comet tail all the way down. We're gonna go up that left side. It's gonna loop around, and it's going to come down to the end and finish off with 2 of the regular festival balls. But we're going to go back to the truck. We're going to put these boxes up. We're going to get a nice view of this so you guys can see this. Hope you guys enjoy this. But let's see what we got. All right, we got it lit. Let's see what we got. I believe I counted 12 on that. We're gonna go up here just to make sure. We had some low brakes on there. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna push it up just to make sure, because there was one push through the smoke that was incredibly low. Looks like they all went. We're gonna make sure that we're not standing over that, but worked out pretty well. Let me know what you guys think. All right, we're actually back at the truck. As we were toting the rack back, we found the base of a lift charge. And as you can see, the base of that, where the lift charge actually comes out and propels the shell, it actually didn't push it. It did not ignite. It did not lift it. It just kind of exploded in the tube. And we're going to see if we can actually see down in here a little bit. Down that one right there, as you can see, there's actually another one down there. So we actually, with these shells, had 2 that katoed inside of the tube. We had that one right there, which I believe is number 7, and then this one right here, which was number 5 in the tube. We're gonna go ahead, we'll see if we can pull this out. But as you can see, absolutely no damage to this tube, and this is why we always suggest using HDPE, which is the high density polyethylene tubing. We're back here at the fire pit, and let's go ahead and give our honest input on this assortment. Overall, I give this assortment a pass. It is a very, very close to failure, but it is still a pass. Now, would I give $100 for this assortment? Again, short answer, no. The reason I say that is, for starters, my biggest complaint about this assortment is having Blazing Skies in there for a second time on a higher tier assortment. We had that cake in the Super assortment. I don't think we should have gotten it again in the Thunderbuster assortment. That is definitely my largest complaint right there. Next, I think the Morning Glories are starting to get a little repetitive at this point, because we are getting them in almost every assortment that we have done. Going up each tier, we're getting more and more of them. I would like to see those changed out with something at this point. Even regular sparklers. Regular sparklers are basically the same thing as a Morning Glory, but I actually think they perform a little better, in my honest opinion, especially the ones that have a metal handle versus that bamboo handle. The 6-shot aerial cakes that were in this, some of them were pretty good. I really enjoyed Race. That was probably the best one that we lit off from this assortment in that group of 3. Yankee Doodle was pretty decent, but my largest complaint is going to be the Light Magic. To me, that was nothing more than a 6-shot Saturn missile battery in a very large cake container. Or you can look at it as it was a 6-shot Sky Shooters, and I believe it is the yellow letter that does that whistling effect that is similar to what we got out of this cake. I didn't like that cake. I thought it took up too much room. I think they could have definitely replaced it with a 25 shot Saturn missile battery, or maybe even 2 25-shot missile batteries, or even giving us a couple more novelties like some smoke at that point. Because to be honest, I felt like that cake took up way too much room. Moving on to another issue that I kind of had with it, but I also loved at the same time. So it's kind of a catch-22. It was both good and bad. I did love the fact that we got not 1, but 2 kits of 6 for the festival walls and artillery shells. The reason it was good is because you're getting 12 really good breaks out of this assortment with those kits. The reason it was bad is we had 2 that detonated or KO'd inside of our homemade HDPE mortar rack. Now, not everybody has those racks, so we have to remember, as a normal consumer, not everybody has those. So getting those kits and having 2 that KO'd, that basically took out both of the cardboard launch tubes that the kits come with. And ultimately, since the second one that KO'd was the 7th round, we would have had 5 leftover artillery or festival walls that still needed to be lit, and there was no launch tube for them. Luckily for us, we had a rack, but not everybody has that. So that's kind of unfortunate there. Overall, I'll have to say I would give this assortment a 6 out of 10. Very, very close to failing for me, but I would not purchase this again for $100. $85, I think, would be good for this assortment. Don't mean to be too harsh on you TNT fireworks, but here we give 100% honest opinions. But what do y'all think? Is $85 a good number? Would you be fine paying $100? Which one? Or would you want it to be a little less for what we got? Don't want to drag this out any longer than I already have, but here I like to try and give my honest opinion and 100% go in detail with everything that is lit off. But this is what we've got for this assortment. 6 out of 10. Wouldn't buy it for that price again, maybe a little cheaper. But with that said, make sure you guys are practicing safe fireworks and have a blast.